Hi, welcome to Miramar Fire Department's 2024 video training series for Brush 61 and Brush 62. In this video, we're going to cover drafting from a static source to fill our tank. Step 1 in any drafting procedure is proper vehicle placement. It's recommended to always use a backer and to have your lights illuminated. The ideal distance from your source varies, but for this scenario, around 2 feet away is ideal. Once your vehicle is parked where you want it, place the transmission into neutral and set your parking brake. When you exit the cab, check for oncoming traffic and use 3 points of contact. Roll up your windows and place your wheel chock on the downhill side of the rear tire. To set up for a draft from a static source, the preferred intake is the large diameter overboard suction. Before you remove the cap, ensure the tank to pump valve is in the closed position. Remove the cap and allow any residual water to drain out. While that drains, grab the large diameter hard suction hose from the rear center hose bed bin. Ensure the suction hose has a strainer attached and that it is tightened and secured. When attaching your large diameter suction hose, ensure the couplings are tightened with a spanner. Hand tightening could allow for air leaks, which may affect your drafting capabilities. Now that you've set up your hard suction hose, the next step is to ensure the pump is placed into pressure mode. To do this, you pull out on the transfer valve and listen for the audible air-actuated operation of the valve and illumination of the panel light. Now you're ready to engage the primer. To do this, push and hold the primer button. Look, listen, and feel for water from your static source to make its way up your suction hose and into your pump. Once a prime is achieved, you will notice an audible difference in the sound of the air-actuated primer and a small amount of water being discharged from beneath your rear bumper. Next, make your way back to the cab to engage the power takeoff switch, which is also referred to as the PTO switch. When the switch is engaged, ensure the green dash light on the PTO switch is illuminated, as well as the pump engaged and OK to pump indicator lights. Return to the pump panel and slowly throttle up to 200 psi using the throttle knob. Double check your pump is in pressure mode and begin to slowly open your tank fill valve by pressing the green arrow button one click at a time. As you open the tank fill valve, continue to monitor your pump pressure to ensure it doesn't fluctuate or drop out completely. You will need to use the throttle knob to increase the pump pressure as you open your tank fill valve. 30% is the ideal open percentage setting on the tank fill valve. Once you have reached 30% open on the tank fill valve with a consistent pump pressure, the tank will begin to fill. Ensure the tank is filling by monitoring the water level on the sight tube and digital gauges. Once the tank is full, throttle down to idle and close your tank fill valve using the red arrow button. Disengage the PTO switch and disconnect your hard suction intake hose. If at any point the pump loses pressure, throttle down to idle, disengage the pump, and restart the entire procedure. Next, we're going to cover drafting from a static source directly to a discharge, also known as source to fire. In this scenario, you are not filling your tank. You are taking water directly from your static source through your pump and out of the discharge of your choosing. The initial setup for this evolution is the same as setting up for drafting from source to tank fill. Once you have established your draft and achieved a prime, engage the PTO switch located inside the cab. Next, head back to the pump panel and double check the pump is in pressure mode. If need be, pull out on the transfer valve to engage pressure mode. Once the pump is engaged and you have engaged pressure mode, the next step is to slowly throttle up to 200 psi on your pump pressure discharge gauge. After reaching the desired pressure, you are now able to open your discharge valve. This can be done by the engineer or firefighter on the hose line and is situation dependent. Open the discharge valve slowly. There is potential for your pump to lose its prime if the discharge is opened rapidly, which creates an open void in the pumping system. Once the discharge valve is completely open, you can open the nozzle and begin to flow water. Recheck your pump pressure discharge gauge to ensure you have the appropriate pressure pumping to the hose line. A couple things to note are that the pump is capable of flowing multiple lines from a draft only if you can maintain a consistent pump pressure and adequate water volume. There will be a point that the pump cannot overcome the necessary volume to pump multiple lines and will not hold a prime. It is possible to slowly fill your tank while pumping a hose lay from a draft. To do this, you slowly open the tank fill valve using the green arrow button. If you open this valve too far, you will lose your prime. The optimal open percentage in this procedure varies on a case-by-case basis. As you practice this evolution, get to know your pump and its capabilities in these scenarios.